Hey, Bambi. Hey, Brooka. Hey, Uncle Buck. Monday, Bambi. I'll be playing it on Monday. Hey, Mike. Because I had two people demand. I had two people say they preferred Monday. So yeah, I'll play it tomorrow. And hi, Mike. You demanded yet. Sure, 20. Hurrah. There's a artist I follow on Blue Sky. I've reviewed a couple of her books before as well. Wendy Shu. Uh, she is saving my red one like it for tomorrow. Your fantastic red shirt. She's on LinkedIn as well for the sake of seeing how demented people are on there because people on LinkedIn are fucked up. And she's basically completely and totally had it with AI. Hey, Fernanda. So somebody made a post about uh, you know defending hey Vanna defending AI and do you think putting a stop mocking AI prompt into ChatGPT, having it shit out this and a piss tinted cartoon to match, and then hitting post made your dad proud of you, or your kids think you're cool, or does it make you look like a whiny, talentless little bitch? I enjoy just how over it she is. Like she's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna tell these people what assholes they are. She reached her breaking point, and now she's telling these people their dads will never be proud of them. You had chili dogs? Nice, nice. Spiders are beginning to emerge. Gross. Just close the window and my cat tapped on the glass. My paws. Nah, I like the breeze that open again. That's cute. Anywho, yeah, cats are funny. So apparently, Rudy Giuliani was in an accident. Before I go, your laptop gives a roasting fire effect. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Like, it's I don't know if it's just like the fan working overtime or what it is, but it's one of those things that'll be an off and on thing for a couple months, and then it'll stop for a while. No, no. It started out of nowhere. I think it started Thursday. If I'm not mistaken, it actually started on Thursday after. Cause like I had moved my I'd closed my I usually stream from my old laptop, so I'd closed that and set it aside to put my new laptop on my desk to stream date everything. And then when I turned my old laptop back on, or a week or two ago, that was probably my room fan. Because I think it has only been a couple days that my computer's been sounding like this. Might have been like it might have been a week ago. It might have been like the Thursday before last. But I feel like it was just this Thursday. Hey, fruit fly. So, anywho, I don't know. I don't really have anything to talk about. Anyone have any? Order out or cook something? I say cook something. I do feel like a home cooked meal almost always genuinely more satisfying than takeout. Definitely cheaper, usually at least. Um, but no, I mean it's also just it's. I mean, yeah, unless you fuck it up, it's honestly just more satisfying to eat. You cook for a long time, you lose the hunger. No excuses because it's not too hot in the house. It being too hot is kind of an issue with cooking, but like I said, it's satisfying. Food's just better. I have food, but I also have lazy. Like, homemade pasta just hits better than restaurant pasta, you know? Unless you're a bad cook. Ravioli last night. And it was probably really good, right? You had, and you were like, man, that sure was good. I thoroughly enjoyed that ravioli. Like, if you're a shit cook, then that's, that's a different matter. But as long as you're not a shit cook, then homemade is just better. Last time I cooked out, it was fire. It's a restaurant. They serve a bunch of types of milkshakes. Milkshakes are good. Do like me a good milkshake. Except that they give me the shits. And thus I cannot eat them or drink them. It's so unfair. It's a shanty book. Thank you. It's open late like Whataburger. Yeah, I'm not sure if we actually have like a. I'm not sure if we have a place that's open 24 hours. You know, like Walmart, like McDonald's has the drive-through 24 hours, but I don't know if there's any like sit-down restaurants. Small frosty last week, and I should not. The cup was like 2.5 inches tall. I'll just send you all their shakes, but I don't want to type it. Fair. Don't worry about it then. Small frosties are tiny. You sent it next? All right, I'll check it out in a few minutes. I'll check it out later. All right, I'll check it out now. All right. So we got fresh banana, banana berry, banana fudge, banana nut, banana pineapple, banana pudding, blueberry, butterfinger, cappuccino, caramel, caramel fudge, cheesecake, blueberry, caramel, cherry, choc chip, or strawberry, fresh watermelon through from July through August, Hershey's chocolate, chocolate double, chocolate cherry, chocolate chip mint, chocolate malt, chocolate nut, health toffee, M&M, mocha, orange push-up, Oreo, Oreo mint, peach cobbler, peanut butter banana, peanut butter fudge, pineapple, red cherry, Reese's cup, Snickers, strawberry, vanilla, walnut, and fresh eggnog in December. Like Heath Ledger. Is that good? I think one should maintain ties with family even if their political views are terrible. I will never blame someone for. Thanks for that essay. Thank Vanna. She's the one who sent it to me. Right. So, I don't love Heath bars, but they're okay. Thank you, Banana Vanna. Anyway, my attitude is I'm never going to blame someone for cutting out family who have horrible views, horrible opinions. Like, if someone has a family member who routinely throws around slurs, by all means, have nothing more to do with them. They're awful. Just because they're family does not give you any obligation to continue interacting with them. A banana, banana berry, banana pudding, banana nut, banana peanut butter, banana fudge, or banana pineapple. I do not like the idea of this one. Your banana nana fofana. Hi, Katie. Hiiiii fofana. Your banana-rama. 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 my Momana. In my case, my uncle is terrible. His wife's sister's partner came out as trans, and he said, outraged. The other man, then he said, like, well, wouldn't you want to end him if he was your sister's partner? Yeah, I mean, I think that's their business, really. Yeah, like, I was last year and haven't seen them since. My mom and aunt keep telling me to go back to family reunions. I'm like, dude, I don't like that person. Absolutely fair. Yeah, be like, yeah, just be like, if I see that person, I'm going to call him a transphobic asshole. I mean, yeah, it's the sister-in-law's decision whether to stay with her partner. Cut people off for less. Like, it's up to the sister-in-law whether she wants to stay with her partner or whether, you know, I'm happy for you, but I'm not attracted to the gender you are now. Yeah, which, yep, 100% fair. The students would need to consider if the partner was okay with it. Yeah, be a little shook if my husband was gay. Yeah, like if your husband came out as gay, I mean, you'd probably end up needing to get a divorce, but family honor some shit, even though the couple's happy. Wife is happy. Wife accepted her and they're happy. Yeah, so that uncle can fuck off and die. Was that David Lynch who said fix your heart or die? I believe I believe it was David Lynch who said that. Because my boss told my cousin he was a baby. He had to grow up because he couldn't find a job and still lived with his parents. Well, I mean, let's not get personal. She was coming to people's weight. Yeah, hanging with the sister and their partner on holidays, yeah. Oh, actually, no. You told your cousin that. Okay. Yeah, yeah, she's a bitch. I mean, it happens, you know? Like, shit happens. The economy sucks. You know? The job market sucks. So, can't find a job? Yeah, not a lot of jobs available. Still lives with his parents? Yeah, because getting a place is really fucking expensive. And as stated, there's no jobs. And the jobs that do exist pay shit. Absolute piss. So yeah, telling your family, like, hey, these two are assholes. We should stop inviting them to family events because they fucking suck. Absolutely fair. Not the uncle's wife's business. Yeah. Hey, Rebecca. Mom and uncle never stop inviting their brother and his family. Question. Uh, your aunt and uncle, do you know offhand if they are Republicans? And it's like, don't tear apart the family. Bitch, I'll tear whatever I want. They're conservative as hell. Yeah. Yeah. Because that is the thing. So, like, I saw something recently. There was a poll that found uh, liberals were a lot more likely than conservatives to think that it's acceptable to sort of cut off family based on political views. And it's like, yeah, of course the conservatives don't want to cut out family. They want to control people. It's all about control. You know, conservatives don't want to cut off family for supporting trans rights. They want to force their family to put up with them shitting on trans people all the time. It's all a power move for them. Like, like for political views, there is a difference between, you know, debating top marginal tax rates or debating police budgets. There's a difference between that and I think all the transes should be rounded up and put in camps. Like there's a difference between political viewpoints and like there's a debate between debates about politics and debates about human rights. And I'm very much of the mind that it is completely okay to cut someone off for having shitty views about human rights. So, in short, you're in the right. You're in the right, baby. Can that change as well? He's not interested in debating. Yeah. Just the extra gay to him, and maybe he'll stop coming around. It is an option. It may be worth considering. Petty show up at least once and talk shit for a bit. Definitely. So, like I said earlier, is show up and be like, hey, you still a transphobic sack of shit? You are? Oh, good to know. Fuck you forever. I hope you die in misery. I hope everything you love turns to ash. so you have to get home and watch Degrassi. Oh, Drag Race. I'm afraid his presence included about how accepting he is of me as a cis cat girl. He even gets drunk and starts ranting right wing shit aggressively. Yep, they do that. I also want to say Degrassi. My brain did that too. It's weird. I never even liked Degrassi. I never even watched Degrassi, so I don't know why my brain went there. Stop being weird, brain. You love Degrassi. Yeah, I never watched it. Just capitalized on separate Dragon Race. It was definitely the fact that it was all one word that threw me off. That was definitely what it was. Is the fact that it's all like one word meant that just like taking a quick glance at it. That said, Bambi, how do you think your uncle would feel about you watching Degrassi? Would your uncle have a problem with you watching Degrassi? Because I mean, depending on his views, either one could work. Could work either way. How dare you watch that filthy Canadian content? It's Canadian heathens. Show that taught lessons to the youth. It also did. It is where Drake got his start. So, television franchise featured many prominent gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and queer characters throughout its various series. Yeah, like I said, it did introduce Drake to the world. So, and Torres show's first trans character. Good for him. Sure, he'd love that. There's lesbians. Raise his eyebrow. Yeah, we Canadians are insidious. How does he feel about lesbos? I'm gonna guess he fetishizes them. Only question is whether. Only question is whether he jerks off to them as well. You know, like whether it's a. The exact nature of his fetishization. Everyone who isn't straight, white, and heterosexual is inferior. Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. Don't contemplate what your uncle may jack off to. That is actually a fair point. Girl on girl is fine. I mean, a lot of there actually are a lot of dudes who do hate the idea of girl on girl. You know, there are a lot of dudes who find that to be like gross and wrong. Though that still may not actually stop them jerking off to it. Because they can't compete. Yeah, it's just at the end of the day, they see women as breeding stock. Is this what I say? Like you don't know what you're talking about? Even when his daughter's trying to tell him something so dismissive. You can't pleasure one as well as another one. Metric their man. It's not even about that. They don't give a shit about women. They don't care about a women's pleasure. No, I mean it's not even about the women's pleasure. It's as far as they're concerned, women are supposed to be. Women are supposed to submit to men. Women are supposed to be submissive to men. Barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. The idea of a woman not wanting to marry a dude, it enrages them. I was married some dude and didn't invite her train to her wedding scene. So she sucks too. Hey, Killface. We're talking about families being awful. What part of the South do they live in? Because Bambi has an aunt and uncle who are just really shitty people. Just ultra conservative douchebags. So we're letting her know that it is completely okay to cut those fuckers off. There is something weird about. There's something so weird to me about homophobia in 2025. You know, like at some point, it's like, dude, just fucking catch up with the times, dude. Yeah, at some point, you gotta recognize that Kind of gotta say, kind of just lost it at that point. They're from Spain. Yeah, it's somebody you gotta just recognize. You know what? My side has lost this. This is the way things are going, and they're never going to go back. You can slow shit down, but you can never actually stop it. And even then, you can only slow it down very temporarily. Spain is in southern Europe, but northern hemisphere. I think it still counts as south. Just, honorary southerners because they're awful. Are French people southern? Nah. Nah, I wouldn't count the Louisiana. Sure. Louisiana is south. France is considered Central Europe. And in terms of like culture, I wouldn't say that France has. I wouldn't say that France like really southern culture either. France tends to be kind of weird. Spain is Catholic. It is very Catholic, for sure. Anyway, truth be told, uh, I'm probably always going to have a beef again. Like, I'm going to have a beef against Spain for a long time until they. hey fam, like I'm gonna have beef against Spain until they ban bullfighting. Like the fact that that shit still takes place there, I'm like, eh. The fact that Spain still has bullfighting, fuck them. Bulls are so freaking dangerous. And yet, bulls are dangerous, and yet, in bullfighting, they're still the victims. There's bullfighting, I've only seen the runs. It basically happens. You got dude taunting the bull, dodging it, and stabbing it. And then you got a couple of guys on horseback throwing spears at the fucking bull. Oh yeah, it's gross. And then at the end, the bull is killed. It's barbaric. Yeah, at the end, the bull is killed. But they gotta torture it first. Never watch a movie if an animal dies or gets hurt or sick. Da, da, da. So yeah, there's 3 parts to it. Many cats and dogs. It's not the kind of bullfighter my uncle was. Doesn't political parties trying to stop it? Yeah. So yeah. Bulls do get revenge when assholes decide to run with them. Yeah. So, in the first part of the, because yeah, in Spanish style bullfighting, there's 3 stages. In the first part, uh, two dudes go in on horses that are blindfolded for some fucking reason. They blindfold the goddamn horses. Just because having any animal, just because, I suppose, just because, you know, letting any animal be treated well is just not how bullfighting works. Got to make sure all animals involved are fucked up. Horses be scared they knew what they were doing. They would be, but instead they're fucking blindfolded. While a bull fucking tries to kill them. These days, the horses are also very heavily padded to protect them. That wasn't always the case back in the day. Yeah, a lot of padding and blindfolds, and the dudes riding the horses stab the fucking bull in the neck with the spears, with lances. So yeah, they lance the bull in the neck. Then the matador tries to stab a couple of darts into the bull's shoulders. For more blood loss. And then the matador grabs grabs a sword and kills it. Bullfighting makes it sound like we're betting on two bulls fighting each other. You rename a group effort murder of a bull? Yeah. My uncle didn't have a sword, he had a cape. I mean, yeah, they do have the cape as well. It's not red either. Yeah, I mean, the red is only to cover bloodstains. Like, bulls are colorblind, so it doesn't matter what color the cape is. The most usually, I think the main reason they go with red, first of all, it's a bold, bright color that shows well for the crowd. Second, covers bloodstains. People end themselves in the bulls. The runs. I'll be honest, I would probably be inclined to end the running of the bulls as well. Because, like, Christ, that's dangerous. It's just because back in the day they didn't know bulls were colorblind. I mean, yeah, tradition as well. Like, it's just traditional. Heard as a youngster that red pissed the bulls off. That used to be the belief. Yeah, it used to be believed that red angered the bulls. These days, I mean, it's tradition, but it is the movement of the cape that that gets their attention. Apparently, back in 2016, a bullfighter died. And a bunch of people online sort of cheered for his death. Which led to backlash against the anti-bullfighting movement. And it's like, no. Good for the fucking bull. I am on the side of the bull in this case. Dude fucking deserved it. Like, if some dude tried to fistfight a tiger, I'm not gonna feel sorry for him when the tiger wins. Remember the guys who did like a circus show with the tiger? Yeah. Oh shit! How am I forgetting their name? Roy. Something in Roy. Siegfried. Thank you, Uncle Buck. Yeah, Siegfried and Roy. And yeah, and like the dude who got bitten, like neither of them blamed the tiger. Like that's crucial. Neither of them blamed the tiger for what happened. I don't think the tiger even got put down, as far as I can recall. Because I mean, like, it's a fucking wild animal. Shit happens. You take all the precautions you can. You get the tiger? Yeah. You take all the precautions you can, obviously. They're not idiots. They do know what they're doing with the lions and the tigers. They know full well what they knew full well what they were doing. They were very careful and like all that, but it's still a wild animal. And bears. Oh my. I think they only have lions and tigers there, though. I don't think they actually have bears. Or do they? So yeah, I mean, like that's you know, they did not blame the tiger for doing what tigers do. You can't blame an animal for doing what animals do. Times activists entered the arena right before the bulls came in, saying stop this, and I let out the bulls anyway. Just get run over. I told the audience to slowly leave so they wouldn't get attacked. That's right. Everyone was bullfighting until I was wait for what this. Yeah, yeah, and I'll bet, like, I will bet that the activists who got run over, all those people complaining about how dare you say anything mean about the bullfighter who died. I'll bet they were fucking cheering that activist getting run over. Because the reality is, the right wing is motivated 90% by spite. Like, genuinely, 90% of their motivation is spite. And that's being generous to them. Realistically, it's probably closer to 100%. It's politics of grievance. It's all there is. Gonna get more water. I'll be back in a moment. Yes, here goes old place my uncle, obviously. Yes, so much of conservative politics is driven by anger. A lot of leftist politics is also driven by rage, but rage is different from anger. I'm scared of horses. I sure ain't messing with a bull. Yeah, exactly. Encourage him to become a torero. Throwing rotten tomatoes at each other. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how harmless rotting tomatoes are. That does sound gross, but yeah. It still sounds unpleasant. Ripe tomato would take you. Suppose. Suppose that's true. Ripe tomato would hurt. That is true. That would sting like a motherfucker. I'll just avoid having vegetables thrown at me, or fruits, or any kind of food. I'll just try to avoid having any kind of food thrown at me. That's tomatina. Both his balls must shut off. He's gentle. He's in the back pasture where he belongs. I don't know that I've ever actually. I mean, I probably have seen a bull. I've probably seen a bull before, but the horses were only fly attractors. Horses feel they could be nice, but tend not to be. One thing to remember about horses is they are very panicky. And that's not great. Foodie found a random horse in Syria and a boy was riding it. Just pet it. She said, "Will it bite me?" Until I said no. Did it bite her? Likely not. Okay. Good, good. Even if it would have been kind of funny. Horses are scary. Yeah, because they're big and they're panicky. Which is honestly not a great combination. They smoked one time. Tons of horses, different owners, like being boarded. Doesn't seem to like me. Maybe because you were smoking? Maybe they're straight edge horses. Exactly. And then smoke near the horse inconsiderate. All right, fair enough. The Marlboro man smoked. Yeah. And his throat was always pretty hoarse. Cats are scared of vape, so it's a decent theory. Anyway, I apologize for that very old pun. Because it is an ancient pun. there's plenty of time to apologize. But puns are terrible. Puns always need to be apologized for. Like anytime a pun is made, it immediately needs to be followed up with an apology. It's just the Canadian. No, it's not a Canadian thing. No, it's just puns. You make a pun, you have to apologize because they're terrible. Oh, sorry, had to fix Fang real quick. She was a little, or they were a little bit. Fang was a little bit. Been turned a little bit, so I had to very quickly fix them. I mean, obviously, I bumped them at some point. I think probably not long ago. I think might have been Thursday. I think it was Thursday when I last time I did my groceries. It was raining a bit, so I needed to grab my jacket. US and Canada, are there crazy hooligans of soccer, baseball, and hockey, or is that just a Europe thing? A little bit. Actual gangs people who beat people up. That, not really. Every once in a while, you'll hear about like a riot over a sport game. You know, like team wins a game and the fans end up rioting, or a team loses a game and the fans end up rioting. Sometimes they get too drunk and passionate. But no, like there's no. There's no gangs built around their favorite sports team. Montreal doesn't have roving gangs of Habs fans. I mean, I'm pretty sure any gangs in Montreal probably are Habs fans, but that's like incidental. You go to a football match and you're wearing the wrong shirt, you can get beat up because they're sore. I mean, we take more demanding equal pay for women athletes. Yeah, I mean, something like that. You're like, again, if someone goes to a Montreal Canadiens game and they're wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs t-shirt, jersey, They're probably not going to get beat up. If they do, I think most people would be like, "Nah, they brought it on themselves. They brought it on themselves." Like, I think it would still be one of those things where most people would be like, we'd be like, you know what? I mean, really should have known better, but they'd probably still be safe. They're getting a Molson Golden thrown on them. Maybe. Third quarter. Hockey doesn't have quarters. It has periods. 3 of them. In Europe, there's neo-Nazi groups that follow teams. Yeah, and imagine, like, and again, they're watched by the cops. And I mean, like, North America, I'm sure a lot of neo-Nazis are big fans of specific sport teams as well, but they're not building their brand around those teams. Again, Quebec neo-Nazis, probably big fans of the Canadians, but they're not building their brand around being around the Canadians. They're just neo-Nazis. They're neo-Nazis and they just happen to enjoy hockey. Yeah, it's one of those things, I think. It's that could be only 3/4. That's funny. Like it's just it happens to be a hobby of theirs. So I don't think we get quite the same sports themed hooligans and neo Nazis that Europe has. To the game with my boyfriend, 2 dudes started beating each other up. They were both supporting the same team. Hey, Gorp. One said X player sucked and the other dude lost his mind. Just gonna take a wild guess here. Were they drunk? Because that sounds like a That sounds like they might have been drunk. They're sure high. They were high on a cocktail stuff. Yeah. In European stadiums have stampedes and the bleachers collapsed. Yeah, Europe does get absolutely feral over soccer. I think what it is, there's centuries of animosity between these countries. Issues Germans and Spaniards alike are drunk all day. You know, like these people used to go to war regularly. You know, these are countries that used to routinely go to war. And now they're not allowed. But they've still got a lot of them cling to the past. So I think a lot of them kind of like romanticize those wars. And to a certain extent, wish that they'd been able to take part in them. And now soccer is the closest they can get to it. That's my theory. And it's why you don't get the same extent of it in North America. Like I said, occasional riots. But even that's a very occasional thing. Even those aren't really common these days. You know, the Canadians and the Bruins have a storied rivalry, but it is purely an athletic rivalry. Is that their championship? Yeah. And even that, like I said, even that, it's pretty rare. But yeah, it's like, you know, like I said, Canadians and Bruins, storied rivalry, but it is purely a sports-based rivalry. There's no there's no real animosity between Montreal as a city and Boston as a city. It is purely, you know, these are two teams that go back a long way, have competed against each other a lot, Um, Attempt at making Europe a single country like the U.S. Every country voted against it. Yeah, so now you got the European Union at least still, but yeah. So you get rivalries where, like, this team and that team, fans of this team hate fans of that team, but it's not about reliving. It's not really about reliving old animosities. It is solely about the game. So there's less of a blood feud. Alabama lost their first opening game since 2001. That hurt. Aw. So yeah, that's it. There's no blood feuds. Like Europe has blood feuds. Uh, North America doesn't. It's just not a thing here. North and South. I mean, northern U.S. and southern U.S. kinda. Yeah, there's still a little bit of that from the Civil War. But I mean, even that, it's only 150 years back compared to 1,000 years, and it was really only the one outbreak of violence, very dramatic outbreak of violence, but it was really the only one instance. Whereas, Europe, you know, France and Germany went at each other a lot. Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, give them hell, Alabama. Not today. Red leather, yellow leather. Every country invaded each other at one point in European history. Exactly, yeah. And human beings are really, really bad at giving up grudges, except the Nordic countries that are peaceful. I don't know if peaceful is the right word. And I mean, even some of them got in on the whole, even some of them got in on the invasion business. Um, it's hard for other people to invade them. been a fan for many years, but quit watching after I got rid of Hulu. And in recent decades, or in the past 100 years, they've been able to sort of build themselves a little bit more neutral. Nick Saban is no longer the coach. But yeah, has been a long time since I really cared that much about sports. Maybe if we all sat and played with some Play-Doh together as a planet, we'd get better. It's worth a try. Love the team, hate the state. Imagine the Play-Doh snakes we can make as a planet. Iconic. I suppose the problem is, like, Putin would find a way to inject some sort of radioactive isotope into the Play-Doh that poisons his enemies. That was from Alabama, and when he turned 18, he enlisted in the Navy and got the fuck out of there. There. Not a bad plan. Art installation too big to be housed by any museum creates disastrous pollution by its existence. That's not great. There's one guy who wants to poison the Play-Doh, right? Hey, Gabrielle. There's always that one friend who wants to make the Play-Doh into a murder weapon. Ruins the fun for the whole group. All right. I'm gonna get gearing. I'm gonna call it a night. Tomorrow, we play a little bit more Date Everything. You smell food? Someone is cooking out. A Mexican restaurant that's wafting your way. So yeah, tomorrow we'll play a little bit more of Date Everything. So Good night, everybody.